I am going to show you the hack that I use to actually get the nearly perfect retention on my short form contents. And no, it's not some flashy edits or just slap some viral song on a video. Those things are barely working. I will teach you 3 hacks that I actually use to hypnotize people into watching my video. But first, why you even need these hacks at the first place? Well, people nowadays are craving for dopamine more than ever. If you can make your video fun and exciting to watch, no one's gonna watch your content on social media. But some people might say, oh, look at Sam Sulak, what some people that make like authentic content. That might work, but you have to make sure you're a good speaker. Because those guys, they're a good speaker, that's why they can just like go off and just like talking about that stuff. And it's gonna be fun to watch. You can feel more authentic, you feel like connected them more. But I would say 99% of people are not like that. So you have to use these 3 hacks to help you. And another reason is that competition are really high and it's gonna keep going up every single day. If you make a piece of content, you basically make something to compete with other people who also make the content. And you gotta compete for the most important thing that people can have, their time and their attention. There are millions of content out there. And you think you can compete and win without any secret sauce? Definitely not. So I will make sure after this video, I will equip you with the right method and the framework to compete with the millions of contents out there and win. This will include the fundamental law, the law of one, and the law of sound. All these fancy laws have only one purpose, is to keep audience watching for longer. First, let's talk about the fundamental law. Fundamental law including movement every 3 seconds, using focus zone, and lastly, less is more. Let me explain. So first is movement every 3 to 4 seconds. You might think it might have to have some crazy animation, crazy effect. No, you don't need all that. And that's a mistake I made in the past as well. Only thing you need to add to keep audience engaged is to just actually add some slightly zoom in to zoom out toward the face. You can compare this shot here that have no movement of the camera at all, and this shot here that have some subtle zoom in and zoom out. You can see that the shot that actually have the zoom in, zoom out actually feel more engaging and you feel more kind of sucked into the video. Because naturally people tend to focus more on something actually slowly moving in or moving out. That's some technique that I use in almost all the videos I edited in the past and actually help get my video millions of views. And how to do this is really simple. In your editing software, you're going to set a keyframe on scale where you want the zoom to start and move a couple frames until you reach the place that you want your zoom to stop. Then set another keyframe on scale. And on the second keyframe that you set, you're going to increase the scale property up just slightly so you can get that nice slow zoom into your face. And to zoom out, you just have to do the opposite. You're going to go ahead and set the keyframe at the start and set the second keyframe a couple frames later, just like we did with the zoom in. But instead of actually increasing the scale property, you're just going to decrease it. It's really simple. I also like to throw in some easy ease on my keyframe. This will help make the movement a lot smoother and feel more natural to watch. And the next method in the fundamental law is the focus zone. Everything you edit or put in the video, this guideline will help optimize all your caption, graphic, b-roll, the placement of your face, and optimize it for social media. And you can see here we have 4 elements in this guideline. First, we have Instagram safe zone, we have caption zone, we have graphic zone, and then we have the eyes level. Let's start with the first one, safe zone. Everything you add into the video must be in the safe zone, because if it's not in the safe zone, your asset or your edits gonna get covered up by the like button, the follow button, or like the caption. So you have to make sure everything is in it so it can be clearly seen by the audience. Second, the caption zone. The caption zone is where you should put all your text in there. It could be your caption, could be title, everything, almost all the text must be in that zone. Because it makes it so much easier for the audience to actually watch at one place and just read the caption, instead of them actually look up and down to see where the text is and have to read it again. So just keep it at the same spot. And I also would recommend you to actually adding only 3 words maximum per one caption. Next is the graphic zone. Graphic zone would be right under the caption zone. This is where you put all your graphic, all your animation, all your motion graphic there. So it wouldn't take attention away too much from your face, your caption, and the graphic itself. So all these 3 should be around in the center of the video. And the last thing is the eyes level. By aligning your eyes with the eyes level, you keep your face in the center of the video and it's going to be a lot easier to focus. For example, when you talk to someone in real life, what do you look into? You look into the eyes. That's where most people are going to focus on you the most. So you have to make sure it's easy to focus, easy to be seen, and then just keep on the same space. So they have to shift their attention somewhere else. And if you follow the focus zone, you can see that the face, the caption, and the graphic is in the really center of the video, and the audience only has to focus on one spot in the video to actually see everything. And that's a mistake that I see a lot of people make as well. They try to add way too many things into the video. For example, they add like the graphic like all the way bottom of the video and then add some text above the head. It's just so confusing because people have to look at your face, look at the caption, and look at the graphic, so you have to shift their attention or shift their focus to watch these three things. And when they do that, they're gonna feel confused and they're just gonna scroll away from your video. By only applying the focus on into your video, you're gonna see that your video gonna be improving a lot because all your stuff is gonna be in the center and it's gonna be a lot easier to watch. And the last keyword of the fundamental law is less is more. I see most editors and even myself in the past make this mistake too. We think the more we put in the video, the better it is. So we just slap like some random asset, some random stuff trying to make everything look cool without actually trying to understand the video first. By understanding the video first and take time digesting the idea, you'll be able to actually create something that supports the video way better with less edits. And that will actually lead us to the next law, the law of one. The law of one states that one visual should capture one idea in a way that can be understood in less than 1 second. Let me help you break it down. The reason I said one visual should capture one idea is that because one visual at a time will help narrow down the audience attention into just one single thing. And by using that one visual only to capture only one idea, it helped make that visual a lot stronger in explaining some certain idea. Think about it this way. Visual is just like a box and the idea is just a GIF. You only want one GIF in the box only one time when you edit the video, because that box have to represent or have to show explaining the idea inside of it really well. And by having two idea or like two GIF inside the box, it's gonna make your thing look a bit confusing because you're kind of mixing two ideas together and it's not gonna be clear. So how you can do this actually, you're gonna go into your video that you're editing, you're gonna pick only one chunk of idea. Only one only, you're not gonna mixing with another one. Let's say the idea is the biggest YouTuber, so that's our idea. What visual you think represent better with that idea? Either this one or this one. It's definitely this one, because this you can understand in less than 1 second because it's Mr. Beast here and he's the biggest YouTuber. Instead of this like some icon with the YouTube logo slap on the face, right? You can't really understand that quite as fast as just like see Mr. Beast's face. One visual, Mr. Beast, capture one idea, the biggest YouTuber, and can be understood in less than 1 second. And the last law is a law of sound. The first key point of the law of sound is to use riser, hit, and whoosh in your video. Sound actually create another dimension in your video and just make your video way more interesting to watch. You're gonna use riser to build tension and lead up to the important thing or important keyword that you're gonna be saying in the video. And you're gonna use hit to actually emphasize that keyword. When you say it, you're gonna put hit on the time that you say it to emphasize it and make it more impactful. And lastly, whoosh. Whoosh I usually like to use when I make a transition. It makes transition more seamless. And the example of these 3 sound effects used in the video.
So if you want to start making money online and you don't know where to start, this video is for you.
And the next step of law of sound is you use the background music to build tension. Background music tell the audience how they should feel about the video. Should they feel exciting? Should they feel fun? Should they feel sad, depressed? They're basically really important. And to pick the sound effect that actually build the tension, they actually also keep them watching for longer. For example, these sound effects sound pretty boring.
Here's why most agents are advertising wrong. Here's just some industry facts.
I could start a new channel tomorrow with not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it.
Which one you think would build more tension? Definitely this one. And the reason that sound effect is actually build tension because it's slowly rise the volume over time, and then also the speed is pretty fast paced. That would actually keep people fun and exciting and keep watching your video. And last keyword is volume. You have to make sure that your background music, your sound effect does not overpower your voice, because your voice is what's telling the audience information and is the most important in your video. And if you have background music and sound effect just overpower your voice, they're not gonna understand what you have to say. And if all you hear is just background music, sound effect, or just blasting to the ear, they're just gonna scroll because they just think there's no value into the video. So you have to make sure when you're adding your sound effect or your background music, just have to make sure it does not louder than your normal voice and just overpower and just take all the attention away from your voice. And that is it, guys. That's the 3 hacks that I actually use to get millions of views on my video. And I promise if you implement these 3 hacks into your next video, you're gonna see a huge improvement. And follow me for more content just like this. Peace out, guys.